Well, welcome to Hook Connections this afternoon. We have a great guest with us today. I know him pretty well because I have been using his services. He's a holistic business coach and personal life coach. It kind of all rolls into one. This is Kim Stoneking with Vantage Group. I've known him through networking for many, many years, and recently, in the last 6 months, I actually hired him to help me, and it's made a huge difference in my life. Welcome, Kim.
Thank
How
you,
are you today?
I'm great.
Good. Tell us a little bit about what is holistic coaching.
Well, when I coach to the whole person. So that's why I say it's a holistic approach. There are people who market themselves as a life coach. There are people who maybe limit themselves to business coaching. I'm kind of all that in one package. So whether I'm working with a business or whether I'm working with an executive or whoever that individual may be, a professional, not only am I helping them with their business, but I'm also helping them to balance that with their personal life. And people sometimes ask, well, should I work with a life coach or do I want a business coach? And I guess my answer to that is
yes.
Yes. A life coach is going to focus on your personal life. Probably not as capable of helping you on the professional side, whereas a business coach, it's pretty hard to work with somebody and grow their business without also impacting their professional or their personal life as well. I heard Lou Holtz once say, he said, I didn't coach football, I coached life. So when you think about that, he couldn't separate the boys in the locker room from their life on campus and their family life and everything else, and we can't do that either with our professional careers.
And that's so true because you can't improve one without working on the other two, And the thing I like about it is he doesn't do the work for you. He makes you do the work, which kind of explain how that all works because that is different than a lot of coaching out there. They'll just give you the books and they tell you how it should be versus making you get inside your own head and think about the way it should be.
Right. Yeah, the best example I get, and we've all learned to ride a bicycle, maybe some of us have taught a child to ride a bicycle. There's three ways you could do that. You could show them a PowerPoint and say, here's how you ride a bike, and talk about the science of gravity and inertia and pedaling and all that. That would be more of the lecture type approach. A consultant or a peer mentor might get on the bike and ride around and say, here, watch me. Now you get on the bike and do it. A coach is going to probably help you ride a bike the same way we did or how we learned with our parents. So you get on the bike, they push you, you go 20 feet, you fall off, you bruise your knee, they help you brush that off, get back on, let's try and ride a little bit further. So that's kind of how I see the coaching process. And when somebody engages me or wants to engage me, I always make it clear, are you looking for a consultant? Are you looking for somebody to come in and say, Jeannie, here's what you need to do. Yeah. Do this, good luck, and I'll check back with you. Or do you really want a coach, someone who's, yes, going to make you do the work, but they're in your corner. They're there to help you. They're going to walk that path from where you are today to where you want to be in the future. They're going to walk that path with you and help you reach that potential.
The part I like about it is I have his cell phone on my cell phone. I text him when I have a question. I call him when I have a question. Sometimes my texts go out at 4 o'clock in the morning when I get up. But
they do, yes.
But it's just knowing that someone is there, and being a brand new business owner and trying to figure out how to do it all and have a personal life too. And it's just made a huge difference in my life. So who are the types of people that, when would somebody want to engage in your service, and when would somebody want to hire you? What are some trigger events that could occur that would make a company or an individual want to hire you?
Probably the best way I can answer that is what I typically hear from clients. And again, I run in two paths. So I'll work with a team of individuals inside an organization, or what I might call group coaching or team coaching. Usually a business owner has hired me to work with their executive team, or maybe himself and his C-level folks. Maybe it's the sales team. And the things I'll often hear is their business is out of alignment. That's probably the strength that I bring. So do you have a business plan? Well, if not, let's create one. If you have one, how outdated is it? And then the key work of what I do as a coach is I align all their systems with that business plan. So we look at their rewards, we look at their people. Do their people have the attitudes, the skill, and the knowledge to implement that plan? Do they even know about the business plan? What's their structure like? What's their systems? If all their business plan is built around quick turnaround, low cost, little waste, and yet that's not what they're delivering out the other end, and then their processes are broke. They're not in alignment with their business plan. And so that's a thing that I'll often hear. Our business owner, a very common phrase is, I feel like everybody's rowing their own boat. Everybody's rowing a different direction. 10 years ago, I came in here on Monday morning, and I had this place within my grasp. I knew what was going on, and now I don't anymore. And some of that's been because of technology or other things that may be going on. And that's another benefit I can bring, is I can help them diagnose what those problems are. Not only diagnosis, but then how can we fix it. And then on the professional coaching side, I often hear life balance. Typically my clients are successful. The phrase I use a lot is that the people who work with me probably need me the least. Because they've had a good business. They've got a good thing going, but they know there's more. They're frustrated with their results. Or they've lost that balance between their personal and their professional life. And,
Personal time.
Yeah, time management is always big. How do I grow my business and still have the time with my family that I need? Take vacations. So those are very common phrases that I hear.
Well, and there's even, I know you do a goal setting program that you can either do on an individual or a group type basis, but a lot of people, there are so many books out there that you can read on goal setting, and everybody has a different idea of how it should be done. How do you help people go through that? I mean, I'm just beginning. I mean, we're beginning in that second stage where goal setting is real important, and I'm just blowing them out of the water right now. So I got to change my goals. But how do you go about teaching that and finding the people that need that information?
Yeah, most people's idea of goal setting is their New Year's resolution. It's their Christmas list. I often tell people you probably spent more time planning your 2-week vacation than you do planning your entire life. So we try to break out of that old mold of a goal setting is just New Year's resolutions, things I'm probably never going to accomplish, and we teach them a proven system of not just goal setting but goal attainment, and something that will work. And one of the best motivators for people is when they're setting and achieving those short-term goals. It's much easier for them to stay focused and motivated to achieve the things that they want long-term. So goal setting is a big part of the coaching process, and I'm glad you mentioned that.
Okay. We are going to take a short break, and we will be right back with Kim Stoneking and be able to give you all of his contact information so you can use his services too. We'll be right back.
When Margaret and I decided to sell the old estate here, we had only one choice in signage: Logan Street signs and banners. Conveniently not located on Logan Street anymore, but rather located on 10th Street on the south side of Noblesville. Well, we sold the old beauty, and we were able to buy this wonderful estate. And we had so much money left over, I was able to buy this beautiful 1968 Eldorado Cadillac for Margaret. Only 472,000 miles. Margaret loves it because it's got those big seats and that heavy-duty suspension to support her svelte frame. Next time you're looking for signs or banners, call old Jim at Logan Street Signs and Banners, 773-7200. Conveniently not located on Logan Street anymore.
Everyone knows it's easy to find first-run movies in the big theaters. But where can you go to watch your favorite classic movies on the big screen for the perfect night out? Why rent a flick when you can rent the entire theater? Call today to reserve our 32-seat theater for your next event, or just stop by to see what's showing this weekend. The 14 by 7 foot screen and the high quality digital surround sound system offers all the amenities you would expect from the big theaters, with a laid back atmosphere and comfortable seating of your own home. Wofford Theater at 1744 South 10th Street in Noblesville gives you the classic movies you want, with a big theater experience.
Welcome back to Hook Connections. My name is Gina Scott Hawkins, and I'm with Star Media Group, and I'm the co-host. And Barb Hook is our host, and she is with Hook Connect. And we are back with our guest, Kim Stoneking. And in the last segment, you were talking about some of your perfect clients and the types of people that you work with. But I'd like for you to talk a little bit about your background and why you got into this business, and why you decided that business training and corporate training was something, and life coaching was something that you wanted to spend probably the rest of your career doing.
Oh, well, I'll try to make it a short story, Gina.
Okay.
I started about 10 years ago. My background is in nonprofits,
Okay.
trade associations primarily, and I started doing a lot of strategic planning, business planning. And when you go out and you work with nonprofit boards, you meet a lot of other people who are in the business world. And so quite often, at a break, someone would come up to me and say, wow, we really like how you facilitate this. We like the team building or whatever aspect they really liked. Do you ever, would you consider doing this for my company? Mm-hmm. And so I began to learn very quickly that, there's a whole for-profit world out there as well. Wanted to go get some more training. So in the last 4 or 5 years, began kind of reaching out more to the for-profit world. I started mentoring and doing some informal coaching. All along, my wife kept saying, there's people that do this for a living. Mm-hmm. And then in 2011, had the chance to go full-time and start my own company, which I did, which is the Vantage Group.
Wonderful.
And I can't coach everybody, but I can always work with somebody who wants to grow. That's my ideal client.
Sure.
People always call me and say, "Oh, I just met somebody you've got to talk to." Those people will rarely work with a coach. They're not going to seek out that type of help. But the person who, as I said earlier, is doing well, but they know there's more out there.
Sure.
There's more they can do with life balance. They can manage their time better, whatever those needs are. I customize a coaching process around the need of the client. So those are the people that I like to help. That's what motivates me to get up every morning.
Okay, so maybe a business owner who is spending so much time working their business, and you were talking about before that they're not having enough time for their family, and they really probably need a bunch of coaching, and they might not have the business plan in place, and
Sure.
So those are the type of people that you can really take and make a big change in what's going on with their life, as well as their income that they're bringing in, and just kind of get them more focused.
Yes.
Okay.
And a lot of the work I do would be called leadership development.
Sure.
Some facet of leadership development. So I work with a number of family-owned businesses, especially those that may be transitioning that ownership to the next generation. So
Okay.
A son or daughter, nephew, grandson, granddaughter, whoever is going to be stepping into that role. And the skill set is not there yet, so they'll hire someone like me to come in and do that type of leadership development.
I
That's
can see
very
where a
common.
sales professional would benefit by your program too.
Yes,
Absolutely.
work with a lot of salespeople.
Yes. So if there's someone who wanted to reach out to you to get some more information about contracting you to assist them, what were the ways that they could get in touch with you?
My website is www.vantage-group.net. So www.vantage-group.net.
Okay, wonderful.
And my email is on there, and they can reach me that way, or they can call me.
Okay. So you do also perform like board retreats and things of that nature, where you can come in and do a one-time kind of training for different folks?
I do, and
Okay.
I continue to work with a lot of nonprofits. That's my background. So
Okay.
I've done half-day to multi-day retreats involving strategic planning, team building. Oftentimes we'll facilitate them through a decision-making process they have to make or something like that. So
Okay.
yeah, I enjoy that. I'm very comfortable in that environment.
And lots of personality tests, because he's made me take every one, or he's asked me to take every one.
Yeah.
Oh, you got to take this one because you did this one, and then you got to take this one.
Those are fun tests to
Yeah,
take.
they
I
are.
think everybody should have
Oh,
their
yes.
personality profile and things like
Sure.
that done. Once you understand how you relate to people, then it makes a lot of difference in how you approach different things that you do, and I'm sure that that's a lot of what you train people on
Yes.
as well. So when you talk about a client that you've had this year who you can really see a difference from when you started working with them till now.
Oh wow, should I use Barb?
I don't care.
No. We're still a work in progress.
Yeah.
One of my favorite examples, this was unusual. This came through a friend of mine who's a CPA. She had a client that had a top salesperson who was a leader in the organization and had some personality issues going on. So the owner had come to a decision where it was going to be kind of up or out for this individual, and contacted me to see if I would consider working with him as a coach. And that's an unusual situation because normally that type of person is not very coachable. And I always meet with someone first to make sure they do want to grow and develop. And so I agreed to at least meet this person. I said, I'm not going to waste your money. Let me talk to them first. And I expected to go into the coffee shop and see a guy sitting there, arms crossed. You're not going to tell me
Angry
anything.
because he's got to do it.
Yeah. Very, very warmly received. To this day, we are very, very good friends. He still works there. He just had some attitudinal things going on that we needed to work on. I think every coach out there promises they're going to get you results.
Sure.
The way I coach, I kind of turn that upside down. I like to start with how a person thinks. If I can get a person to change the way they think and change their attitudes, as they do that, they're going to change their behavior, and as they change their behavior, results will happen.
Yeah.
So our focus is always, why are you thinking a certain way? What are those attitudes? What's getting in your way? How can we help you get past those and begin to change some of your behaviors? Many of which are blind spots for them.
Sure.
So that's one of my favorite success stories.
Wonderful. And that's great because then, that's a win-win. The employee still gets to keep their job and the company still has the great salesperson that they wanted, and you're
Yes.
able to come in and kind of be that middleman to be a buffer between what was going on and make it all work out for them. So.
And it's always interesting because they want to give the coach so much credit. And a coaching relationship, while it's a very close relationship, given all the relationships they have in their life, I'm the only one. I don't have a dog in the fight.
Yeah.
It's really up to them, as Barb said before. They get the top spinning, and I reach in there and kind of keep it going every now and then.
And stir it up sometimes.
Yeah, but they're really doing the work. I have a financial planner that I worked with recently who is in the top 50 in his company nationwide, and now he's like in the top 5. And
Wow.
he just gives me so much credit. And he did it. He had some time management issues going on, and just kind of lost his focus. And I came in, was able to help him redirect his energies, manage his time better. Goal setting was a big part of it. He'd kind of stopped setting goals, so he did the work.
Well, so for most people, it's just a few tweaks here and there just to kind of get them back, like you said before, in alignment, and then they're kind of on their way to going to the next level in their business or in their life.
Yes.
Okay, very cool. Well, we are going to thank our sponsors, Logan Street Signs and Banners, for allowing us to be here today, and we're going to take a quick break, and we'll be back here in just a moment to continue with our show.
When Margaret and I decided to sell the old estate here, we had only one choice in signage. Logan Street Signs and Banners. Conveniently not located on Logan Street anymore, but rather located on 10th Street on the south side of Noblesville. Well, we sold the old beauty, and we were able to buy this wonderful estate. And we had so much money left over, I was able to buy this beautiful 1968 Eldorado Cadillac for Margaret. Only 472,000 miles. Margaret loves it because it's got those big seats and that heavy-duty suspension to support her svelte frame. Next time you're looking for signs or banners, call old Jim at Logan Street Signs and Banners, 773-7200. Conveniently not located on Logan Street anymore.
Everyone knows it's easy to find first-run movies in the big theaters. But where can you go to watch your favorite classic movies on the big screen for the perfect night out? Why rent a flick when you can rent the entire theater? Call today to reserve our 32-seat theater for your next event, or just stop by to see what's showing this weekend. The The 14 by 7 foot screen and the high quality digital surround sound system offers all the amenities you would expect from the big theaters with a laid back atmosphere and comfortable seating of your own home. Wofford Theater at 1744 South 10th Street in Noblesville gives you the classic movies you want with a big theater experience.
Welcome back to Hook Connections. I'm Barbara Hook with Hook Connect, and my co-host is Gina Scott Hawkins with Star Media. And our guest today, again, we have Kim Stoneking with Vantage Group. And Kim, first of all, I want you to remind people again how they can get a hold of you, both your website and your phone number, because this will be played on the radio for the next week. So we want to make sure that the people on the radio can reach you.
Sure, the company is Vantage Group, and the website is www.vantage-group.net. I heard the other day that www is the longest acronym. It's the only three-letter acronym that is longer than the word itself.
Huh. And how about your phone number, Kim?
Sorry. Phone, 317-313-9522. 317-313-9522.
You just have to remember, you can get off the subject because this station has one rule, and that's there's no rules. So we can pretty much do what we want here. Tell me, I came to you because I was a brand new business owner, and I had so many things going on in so many different directions because I go to 10 to 20 networking events a week, and you have to work on your business as much as you work in your business. And tell me some of the steps that you go through in your coaching process for an occurrence like that.
As I said earlier, the big thing I want to know is what are the results that individual is looking for from the coaching process. So when we're done 3.5, 4 months from now, what would you like the world to look like, feel like? What's it going to be for you and your business? Where are you going to be personally? And from there, then I'm able to create and customize a coaching process for them. And you want to know more about what a coaching process might be?
Yes, please.
Okay. What we do is I'll typically work with somebody I have 3 phases to the coaching. What they're paying me for up front is phase 1 and phase 2, which will take us through about 10 or 12 sessions. We meet about every 10 to 12 days. That's ideal. Those sessions will run 60 minutes to maybe an hour and a half at the top. I give them field work in between. You know about that.
Oh, yeah.
It's not taxing, but it's kind of eating the elephant one bite at a time. So it's built on spaced repetition. So I don't want to give you a lot of things to do. I'd rather give you a little bit of things to do, and you do them several times so that it sticks with you. And then you're applying that to your personal life and to your practice. Then I'm available to them in between those sessions as well. When those 10, 12 sessions wrap up, then there's ongoing coaching that's available to them if they like. As I said, I coach one-on-one. Probably about 40% of my clients I work with on a one-on-one basis. Mm-hmm. And then I do group coaching. And there's 2 big reasons I offer group coaching. One is financial. For some people, it may be a stretch to work with a coach one-on-one, and yet they still want the benefits of working with a coach. Mm-hmm. And so I'll put small targeted groups together of about 3 to 7 people. And then I also do the corporate coaching where someone will bring me in. It might be an insurance office, a real estate office. It could be a manufacturing organization. Will bring me in to work with a team of individuals there, and we set that up on their terms, how they would like to do it.
And it's not just it's just not just Indiana companies that you help with. I mean, you were just telling us you have clients in California. You travel, I know, to Michigan sometimes for coaching. And where all will you go?
Where I'll go and where I coach is 2 different things. My mic quit? Okay, sorry. Thank you. Yes, I have coaches, or I have clients right now in about 7 different states. Most of them I've never met. So we do our coaching by phone, which works really, really well. Now, if it's a corporate event where I'm working with several individuals at a factory or an office or something like that, I'm going to be there. I'm going to be there in person, and that's simply part of the deal that we work out. But a lot of my one-on-one clients I do by phone, and thank goodness for Facebook and LinkedIn because they know what I look like. But we've never really
stalk
met.
us that way too, and you can see how we're improving.
Yes, yeah. And the phone works very well.
Right. It
In
does.
some cases, it's even better than face-to-face.
Especially if you go to two different locations because we have lack of communication, like we did this last time. So.
Yes.
What is the biggest success story you have on a corporate side? Any big success stories that you can relate back to that you've really helped a corporation with your business coaching for their sales professionals or other employees?
That's a great question. It seems like a lot of the coaching that I've done corporately has been at that C-level or management level. So what we've been able to bring to them is better alignment. You have alignment of goals. So you have they may or may not have a business plan. I don't require my clients to have a business plan, but if they want one, we can help them build one. But then how do those goals and how does all that goal setting trickle down through the entire organization? So you have that alignment. You have the increase of skill, knowledge, and the change in attitude. The people change is often huge.
Mm-hmm. That's very interesting.
Yeah.
Gina, do you have any other questions for him?
You said that you're real big on Twitter. How can people find you on Twitter? What's your Twitter handle? Some people like to just follow you.
Oh goodness, it's kind of different, and I'm not sure I could tell you offhand. I think it's Vantage Coach, but there's a couple of capitalized letters in there. But I think it's Vantage Coach is what it's under. Okay. Look for the good-looking guy.
And one more time again, what's a phone number that people can call you?
317-313-9522. And if they just want to get together and chat, I'm more than happy to do that. I'm DISC certified, but I have other profiles that I'll do with folks, and oftentimes that's where we'll start. So, hey, do a profile with me. Let's see how we work together.
Well, you did recently just invest a lot in yourself because you got another certification. And what is that one?
I'm working on it. Yeah, I passed the exam and the proficiency part for the certified business coach.
Very cool.
Yeah.
Very cool.
Now I actually have to coach some coaches, have to get published and do some things like that. So about 6 months from now, hopefully I'll actually have the certification.
Well, that is very neat. Very neat. Well, we would like to have you come back next week and watch us at 3 o'clock on Wednesday. We will have Troy Hanna with T-Bone Disc Jockey and also Address 2, and he will be our guest next week. So you're going to learn lots of information in the 3 segments. And Kim, thank you again for being on our show, and it was great having you here.
Thank you. 2 of my favorite ladies. So great to be with you.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.